So let me take admission to some more people. Okay, so welcome to the second session of 7 days workshop on data analysis. And today we are going to having the key speaker, Dr. Pramod Matolia. Before I'm going to introduce to Dr. Pramod Matolia, let me request my participants or those all colleagues who are there or joined us, please rename your what you call as the identity in Zoom as your name, because for the participation we must know who are there, what is your name, to making your what you called as the certification for that one, because some of the participants has entered as Galaxy on 7 Pro or some other name, so it is not easy to identify us while we are making the attendance for the part. So it is my humble request to make yourself as for your name. So now we are not going to make more time. Now let me introduce Dr. Pramod Matolia. And today is the second session. And as we discussed yesterday, we are going to share you by Dr. Adil has given us the permission to share his PPT. And now we are editing some part in that video, some initial part, and then we will also put into the share mode for that video as well. So today's session is going to be taken by Dr. Pramod Matolia, who is PhD in marketing, and he is also associated with TMS as a research director. His area of interest, study, teaching, and research is, as you can see, marketing, strategic marketing, digital marketing, supply chain management, and chain management. He has 10 years of experience in research, and he has published several papers in international journal, especially related to marketing management, human resource, and leadership. His area of conferences or in seminar where he's participated, like he is most focused on digital marketing, green marketing, quality education, and leadership. And Dr. Matolia is also associated and involved in online education with some leading educators inside the country and outside the country. Now, I'm not going to take more time. Now, let me invite Dr. Pramod Matolia to come on the forum, come on the dais, and give his or share his view with us. Okay. So let me enter some people who is there waiting room in that one. Admit all, and Dr. Pramod Matolia, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sarfaraz. You have explained very good and more than what I deserve, I believe. So thank you so much, and very warm greetings to every participants who are available here. I hope everyone is fine, safe, and sound. So thank you so much for inviting me as a key speaker. I hope I can make something valuable for my participants and my colleague. So how can we proceed, Dr. Sarfaraz? Can you make me host so I can share my PPT and accordingly we can proceed, right?
Yes, Dr. Pramod, let me make you host. And if there is any option. So actually, sometimes there are some people there who are in the waiting room. So if you can see there, please allow them.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yes, you are host now.
Okay. Okay, I hope my slides are visible. Slides is visible, sir?
Yes. Your slide is visible.
Okay, that's really great. So without wasting more time, let's start our today's session. Today, it's the second day of 1 week international webinar. And today we continue with the research analysis part. And what is our planogram of today's session is a basic concept of the research we're going to discuss today is about the frequency analysis and descriptive statistics, right? These are two basic fundamentals of the primary research. So in detail, we are going to discuss about how can we do the frequency analysis, count percentage. We'll also put some light on mean standard deviation. And we will talk about the histogram, pie chart, bar charts, and crosstab count by group. Actually, these are the basics, I can say. So we'll go with very fundamentally how the SPSS works on the descriptive statistics. Now, starting from the one by one, why we need to have descriptive statistics. The name suggested descriptive means to describe something, right? So when we are doing research, actually we'll get everything into the detailed information from the respondent. Like for example, we talk about that we are filling the demographic information of respondent. And demographic information is talking about their age, their gender, their location, and so on. Now, how can we make meaningful information, right? Like let's suppose there are hundreds of respondents. So how can we make a meaningful information from this 100 respondent? Descriptive statistics can help us out. It will help us that to defining the nature of respondent. It will also help us to defining what actually we are looking for this research. Now, the descriptive statistics mainly consists two things: the measure of central tendency and measure of variability. Central tendency means the describing how centered the data set is, right? Like for example, you are taking what can we say respondent from one set or one group of people, right? So whatever data you have, what is the central tendency? Descriptive statistics will help us out in that. Along with that, it also helps us to describe the distribution of data, how the data is spread, the uniformity of the data, and the disuniformity of the data. This is the main fundamental of understanding the descriptive statistics. Now, as I want that this our session should not be more over theoretical, it should be more over the practical. So we don't go in detail of the meaning of it. I believe that would be more good. We'll do the analysis part in the SPSS that will help us how actually it works. I hope that would be more good, right? So in the descriptive statistics, first I'm going to talk about the frequency, right? So this is the path is given. I'll show you the file as well. But the first thing I talk about here, just a second. Yeah, see my dear. You know, the first thing in the descriptive statistic, we talk about the frequency. Now, frequency is the most foundation of understanding probability or explanation of the probability. Like for example, you collected an information, you filled the questionnaire from 500 people, right? So in the 500 people, how many people are male or female? Frequency can help us out. How many people are bachelor graduate, master graduate, doctor graduate? Frequency table can help us out. So frequency analysis will minimize our headache or minimize our hurdle into the very nominal way. So frequency, how it will help us, it can help, it gives you the total number of the respondent. Along with that, it helps you to understand the percentage of the respondent, whatever the questionnaire they have filled. Now, how I'll show you the one SPSS file, and then we'll proceed further. right? I believe my desktop screen is visible to everyone. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, for the practical part, I hope everyone have the SPSS in their desktop. I'm going to the sample file. We'll go to the local disk C drive, program file, IBM, SPSS, statistics. These are the number of the statistic, like it can be 19, 20, 21, 22. And then we proceed with sample. Now, these are the sample you can use for your own practice and for your own reference. I'm going to the employee data. It's one of the examples for understanding the descriptive statistic for today's session. Now it's starting. Oh, just give me a few seconds. It's taking time, I believe.
No issue, sir, because it's a big file, so it will take time.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, my dear candidate, my dear fellow members, this is an example of the employee data. First, I'll explain you what actually it is. Then we'll go to the analysis part. See, in the SPSS, there are two tables we have, data view and the variable view. By end of today's session, we'll have some practice also that how can we enter this data. But right now we already have the filled data and we already have the variable and the data are already filled. Now what actually it is, like we have given the number one is ID and we give a ID as an employee code. Employee code can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever we decide. Second is gender we have given, birth date we have given, education, job category, salary, and job time, previous experience, minority, and so on. These are the fundamental data already entered in the example file. Then I'll go to the data view. In the data view are actually result from, we can say, from survey, from the questionnaire fill up. So let's suppose we have here 400, we can say 474 respondents. And we have these data of 474 employees, we can say. Right? Now, it's an example, an hypothetical example from a company. There are 474 employees, gender is written, their birth date is written, and their education qualification, their job category, what salary they are earning, and so on. So this is what an information we have put from the survey, let's suppose. Now, whatever question you are going to fill, right? Whatever question you're going to fill, you have to fill into this SPSS file, right? And then we have to go for the analysis part. So first, we are going to discuss today about the frequency, right? So let me, here we go. See, if you see the top of here, there are so many tabs have written like file, edit, view, data, transform. We just directly go to the analysis part, right? Analysis part, And what we have to do, we have to see the frequency. Where it will come? Descriptive statistic. Just a minute. Yeah. Analysis part, descriptive and frequency. Just click on the frequency. Now, in the left side, these are the variable, we can say. These are the variable. Now we have to turn to the right those variable which we want to analyze as frequency. Now, let's suppose we want to know that based on the gender, how many people are come under minority? Minority is also written here. So what I did here, only two variables, gender and minority classification. I want to know that total number of gender, like male or female, how many they are in percentage. Also, I want to know how many people are come under minority. So these two are information already filled in our SPSS file, right? I survey, I fill it. Now I want to know the picture of it. So what I did, I put two variables in the right side and just click on OK. Here we go. Now, as I discussed, total is 474, right? Coming to the frequency table here. What two variables we have taken? Gender and minority classification. So out of 474, based on the data we have entered, we found 216 are female and 258 are male. Total is 474. Now percentage, here is written. 45.6% of the respondent are female and 54.4% of respondent are male. Then cumulative percentage is also written, and that should be 100% at the end. Now, what was the second variable? Minority classification. So we asked to the respondent, are you into the minority or not? They have written yes or no, right? Some people are in minority, some say no. So under the valid is written yes or no, it means it's an option we have given. Same like option we have given male or female. Respondent have tick. They are under the male category or they are under the female category. So out of 474, 370 people are not in the minority. They say, no, we are not in the minority. And 104 respondents say, yes, we are in the minority category. So in the percentage, it shows that 78.1% people are not from minorities. And 21.9% people are into the minority category. This is the basic frequency. It's just two tables we have taken. It's just two variables we have taken. We can do this frequency for all the variables we have entered in our SPSS file. I hope I'm making a simplest manner. I'm making the sense it, right? I hope you all are in the same platform with me. Now, going back to our presentation, right? Yes. Okay, that's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Sir Sarfaraz. Now, whatever path we have talked about, whatever the command we have given, it is written in the PPT file for your reference. I believe Dr. Sarfaraz will also share this file with you. So you will get to know these all steps. We have done this frequency analysis, analyzed descriptive statistics and frequency. And then this is the result we have got it. I just shown you to SPSS file. Now coming to the next important part of descriptive statistic. The next important part in this descriptive statistic is mean analysis and standard deviation. Now, as simple as we all know that mean is the average of data, right? Whatever data we have received, right? So sum of all observation divided by number of observation. Like for example, we all are drawing certain salary. So we got the information of salary. So like number one, A got $10,000, number B got $20,000, number C got $30,000 or whatsoever. So these are the individual salary. So what we do sum of all the salary and divided by number of observation we have. Number of people are involved. Simply we get mean analysis, the mean. And next is the standard deviation we have. Now, the standard deviation is a number that tells us to what extent a set of number lie apart. It means the standard deviation will help us know that what extent a set of number is lie apart from one another. The value of standard deviation is range from 0 to infinity. Now, what does it mean? A standard deviation of 0 means the list of number are equally. Like whatever respondent we have received, they are given the response almost equal, almost similar. And they don't lie apart to any extent at all. And the higher the value says, there is a high difference between the mean value and the standard deviation. Now, how again we are going to calculate it? Before that, like we have a fundamental quantity in the statistics, and they are giving us a straightforward answer into the SPSS. Now, again, the command is given. I'm again not giving you the theoretical part over here. We'll go back to the SPSS file and we understand how actually it works. So the same SPSS file we are getting it. Same will go to the analysis part, descriptive statistic, and in descriptive statistic we'll go directly to the descriptive. Now, again, the same variables we have, any two variable we can take it to the analyzing part, I mean to the right column. So let's suppose we want to know the education level and current salary. Now we want to know that is the education level and the current salary, what is the mean value and what is the standard deviation we have. So again, we don't need to do anything, just put your variable to the right side and go for OK. Here we go. This is the output file. Now in the descriptive statistic, we have taken two variables, education level and the current salary. Now, 474 again is the total number we have it. Now education level 8 and 21. 8 is the minimum education level of years we have, and 21 is the maximum years of education level we have. Now this is what entry we have done it. So 8 is the minimum and 21 is a maximum. Now the mean value of the education level of employees is 13.49. 13.49. And the standard deviation we have is 2.885. So it is near to 0, we can say. Similarly, we have the current salary. The current salary, the minimum is $15,750. And the maximum we have $1,35,000. So this is the minimum and maximum range we have it. And what is the mean of it? We have the mean is 34,419.57 is a mean salary. How we calculated mean? All the 474 salary people, those who are earning, whatever salary they are earning, we have divided by 474. So this is 34,419.57 is the mean value. And the standard deviation is 17,075.661. Now the standard deviation actually is talking about the differences and the desperation of the value from the mean value. So this is the standard deviation we have got it. Again, this is a fundamental of the descriptive analysis, help us to understand the data we have received and how this data is getting the mean value end of the day. So that we can put into our output file. I hope you all are with me. I hope I'm not going very fast. Okay. Sarfaraz sir, you please make me host again.
Sir.
Please.
Yeah.
Because I can't share it. Okay,
Yeah.
now I can. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Now coming to the next part of the today's session, and then we'll discuss to quickly wrap up everything what we have discussed it, and then we'll go to the entry part of the SPSS, that how can we do the entry, and then we have the question answer session, right? So just only a second. Yeah. So again, the analysis part, how we have got all the input and output is written for your reference. Now coming to the another fundamental part of the descriptive statistic is to making the meaning of the data through pie chart and through the bar chart and to the histogram. Now, why actually we are doing this all? You know, while we are doing research, we need to have the presentation of research to the reader as well. Or if you're writing article or if you're writing a research paper, so end of the day, the numbers may not make meaning to the respondent. Some of the meaning to the reader. So graphical representation can make an appropriate meaning from a reader perspective, right? So for example, again, we have a 474 respondent. So what they have done, what work they have done, it may not make meaning to the readers directly. So histogram, pie chart, bar chart, and all, these are the certain tools in SPSS which help us to know that what is the representation of the data. So we have a different commands for producing graphs, because graphical representation are easy to understand, right? So we have a different ways to understand this chart. I'll talk about those old ways one by one, and then we again have the question and answer. Now, starting from the first, the histogram, right? Now, first, histogram is again telling you the graphical representation of the data we have entered it. How can we do? I'm again going to explain you with SPSS file first. So I'm minimizing. Yeah, here we go. So we can get this information. Again, top of the SPSS file, there are so many tabs we have. You go to the graph. And in the graph, again, there are 3 points. We go to the legacy. In the legacy dialog, the last one is histogram. Click to the histogram. Now, here, again, we have to take any one variable to see that how the graphical representation have been done. So let's suppose we want to see the previous year's experience, previous month's experience variable, and click to the display normal curve. Why we are checking normal curve? To see the how data are normally distributed actually, and click on the OK. Okay. Yeah, here we go. See, respondent, here the previous year's experience have been written in months, and here the frequency have been written, right? So previous year's experience, and these are the respondent we have 474. Now, this is what the curve is talking about, the normal distribution. This is how it should be. So what this data shows, that we have so many people who have high number of experience compared to the rest. And as per this data, this is the normal curve of the graphical representation we have. So out of 474, like this is the frequency have been given, like so many people, as I say, around 120 frequency we have talked about having nominal experience in month. Whereas so many people, as if go to the last, have the minimum number of experience in the histogram data. So why we are talking about this histogram? This will help us to understand that all the variable which we have taken it, right? All the variable which we have taken it, how much is representation of the data as we have it. Now, nextly, we have 2 more points to discuss, and that can be done from 2 main perspectives. Going to the, again, this is for your reference, going to the bar chart. Now, my dear student and my colleague, my friend, actually, again, we can do this bar chart from 2 perspectives. And what is bar chart actually? It will help us, again, the clusters of the data we have received. Now, going to the 2 ways we can go for the understanding pie chart. First, from the, again, graph, legacy dialog, and the bar. Summarize of group of cases defined. Now here, the different bar, different requirement has been given to us. You can choose other statistics like mean of the, let's suppose, current salary. And how we want to know the other aspect of categories here, we can see the employment category. Now, what we want to know that employment category, what is the mean salary? Employment category, what is a mean salary people are drawing? So click on OK, you will get this information. This is the output. What does it mean here? Let's suppose we have three categories of employee: clerical, custodial, and manager. This is the three category, and mean salary, it is in the left side. 20,000, 40,000, 60,000 is written. Now, if we see here, the clerical have this much of salary in mean, I can say. Custodial have this much of salary, and highest salary is drawn by the manager. So this makes sense. It's a bar chart, we can say. So through bar chart, we can make the meaning of the data collected or data we have entered it. Now, I'll minimize this. I also can, we can also go through bar chart through another way. Go to the analysis bar, descriptive statistics, and frequency. Now here chart is written. See, bar chart, you can also do for any of the variable you have done it. These two variables we have selected lastly. What I did, only select the chart and bar chart. Continue. Okay. Now, here we go. See, gender we have done, we have done the analysis of gender frequency. Now, this is the bar chart of gender. Minority classification we have done previously, and minority bar chart is also done through the other form of analysis. So what is the main purpose of the bar chart? To make a graphical representation of understanding the data we have received from the market or from the survey. Now, lastly, we have pie chart as well. How can we do the pie chart? Again, we can go with graph, legacy dialog, and the pie. Summarize of group of cases, exactly, define. Now here, we make sure that which kind of variable we want to know the pie chart. Let's suppose we want to see the gender. We click on define slice by and do OK. So this is a pie chart of male and female is being shown to us. Now, to make it more understandable, I want, again, we can go to the another method of the pie chart. Go to the analysis part, descriptive statistics, and frequency. We want to know the gender pie chart. So click on the chart, pie chart, continue, and OK. Now this is more concise. Why? Because upper end, it's written the percentage. So it make a meaning like, what is the green means here? Green means male. So male are 258, male are more. Okay. And the blue is indicating the female. And blue indicating female means 217 are the female and 258 are the male. This is what the pie chart we have. Now, I hope again I'm making sense. I hope everyone is with me, and because I can't listen from you, so I hope you are with me, right, everyone? Now, the last part of the session of today, then we come to the question and answer, is about like pie chart we have discussed it. Again, every command is written for your reference here. Output is also given. Pie chart is also given. The last point we have Crosstab, count by group. Right? Now, my dear, the basic Crosstab command will help us to understand the row percentage and the column percentage. What does it mean? Actually, the count by group will give us percentage from a different angles. And that percentage will help us to understand the collected data in a real form. Or like right now, we just talk about different age, gender, income, and so on. But Crosstab will more concise, right? It is more concise information of the collected data we have. Now, how can we do that? Again, I will explain with the SPSS, and then we come to the your concern, right? Let me minimize this one. Yeah. So where we can go to the Crosstab, analysis part, descriptive statistic, and go to the Crosstab. Now again, the same variable we have entered is there in the left side. We want to know the Crosstab of different variable. Now right side you have row and column. Let's suppose you want to know the employment category and minority classification. You have different employee category, as we have discussed. 3 categories we have, right? Clerical, custodial, and managerial. Minority classification we have like, as we say, yes or no. So we want to know the Crosstab of this calculation. So you just enter the 2 variable and put the OK. Now here we go. See, employment category and minority classification. Oh, I think just give me a second. Let me do once again. Yeah. Analysis part, descriptive statistics, Crosstab, and yeah. Now we see the cells here, right? So in the cells, we want to know any kind of percentage we want to see, right? Any kind of percentage we want to see, like comparing column here, row, column, total. So you can see all these collected and standardize and standardize whatever you have. You can continue. And okay. Now here we go. See, in the employment category, as we say, this 474% is 100 people we have it. Now, minority classification, we have seen yes or no. Okay. So employment category, clerical, percentage within employment category, percentage within minority classification, and total. So 276 people in the clerical say we are not into the minority. And 87 people say, yes, we are into the minority category. So now this is the total percentage we have seen. 74 plus 24, 100% within employment category. Now clerical within minority category is also written over here. Custodial and managerial. And this is the total. So what actually the purpose of the Crosstab is, the Crosstab will give you comprehensive information about each variable we have taken it. This is just an example. You can click any of the requirement, you can have it. Like again, I'm going back here, analyzing part, descriptive statistic, Crosstab. Says I just say I just want to see the row and total. Or let's suppose I just want to see the total over here. Go. Okay. Here we go. So 474, again, we have a total people. There's nothing is missing. And here we want to know the minority classification, only total. So employment category, clerical, these many people say we are not into minority, 276. And 87 people say we are into the minority. Custodial, 14 people are not in minority, 13 are in the minority. And so as in the manager. Total will be 374 people are not into the minority, total employment category. And 104 people are into the minority category. And consist of it is 474. This is what the Crosstab will help us out, my dear. Now, before going to the Crosstab, I have talked about here, and this is the output is given for your reference. Now, before I'll give you an example of entering the data, let me just quickly wrap up of today's session. What we have discussed, it was a quite short, I believe, but let me explain you once again what we discussed today, and then I'll give platform to you. If you have any questions, concern, add on, you are welcome. So my dear friends and candidates, today we talk about the fundamental of the SPSS, and in that we discuss a few parts, only few basic fundamental parts: the frequency, the mean, standard deviation, histogram, pie chart, and bar chart. And the last was Crosstab. So this is what our main agenda of today's session. We discussed firstly about the descriptive statistic, like why its requirement. Because of the say social science study or management study, we need to describe what collection we have got it, what survey we have done it. We need to describe in a well manner to make a meaningful information. Meaningful information for the readers, meaningful information for the researcher and other stakeholders. So firstly, we talk about that how can we do the frequency. We have given a path of the frequency analysis. I have shown you the frequency table as well. Then we talk about the mean value and the standard deviation value. Again, mean and standard deviation we have discussed with a certain path we have given. I have shown this all through the analysis part. Later on, the last we talk about the histogram, pie chart, bar chart, and Crosstab. These are actually the graphical representation of our data to make a meaningful information for the reader. So we discussed about the histogram in detail. Pie chart we have discussed how actually it can work. Bar chart we have discussed. And lastly, we talk about the Crosstab, count by group. This Crosstab actually will help us to make the analysis from different angles. And this different angle can give us a different meaning while we are making interpretation. So this is what our overall fundamental sessions we have for the day. Now, this is an exercise for you, but I'm just giving an example here. How can we enter the data into the SPSS? And rest you will do, and you will make the result of these 3 questions by maybe whenever Dr. Sarfaraz give the deadline or decision, we can go accordingly. But these are the 3 research questions we have to solve from these data. So we'll get this SPSS file of this data by end of the day. And then you have to solve this 3 questions from what we have done, what analysis we have done today. So before I enter to the data, if you have any question, like we will take the end. Okay.
So
yeah.
Just I will, because I've seen one hand, so let me take the question. Maybe Dr. Bipin sir want to say something. So let me. Is there? Yes, Bipin Kumar sir, you can.
Good morning, doctors both, Sarfaraz Kareem and Dr. Pramod Matolia. In my opinion, you have conducted in a very simple way, made it very lucid and what you call, for a layman like me, who's entering the research field, it's quite interesting. Now, I have a question for you, sir. Suppose for a research which I am undergoing, research program, under descriptive statistics, if I use frequent mean, standard deviation, pie charts, bar charts, crosstab for the same data, I will get some results. Whether those results will give me different type of what you call inferences. You have understood me.
Yes. Yes, sir. Do you want to add on? And that's it.
That is the question. And in case if it is giving me different results, then whether my research study will go for a FUT or whether I will be able to put those different results in a proper manner and reach to a logical conclusion.
Yes. See, first of all, thank you so much for your question. See, Sir Vipin, yes, every analysis will be different from one another. It's not like I'm doing research and you are doing research will give you the same result, right? It's not possible. Secondly, whatever, like, this frequency analysis, this mean analysis, these all are giving us a value to make interpretation of it, right? Like, for example, you have you have collected information from a customer perspective or from maybe from employee perspective, right? So whatever perspective you are receiving it, they will give you the exact frequency analysis what we have entered it, right? And then we make the meaning out of it. For example, you are getting the mean value of year of experience or mean value of salary.
Correct.
Of course, the data will be different. Now, we have to make interpretation that this mean value, what the overall mean value of the salary says. That these people are drawing this much of salary and these 100 people are making this average salary. Right? Or one person have experience of 1 year, or we have a respondent who have experience of 20 years. Right? So total of these people have this percentage, this years of mean experience.
Correct.
This is how the interpretation will keep changing.
And the same, sir, whether I can apply histograms such as pie chart, bar chart, crosstalk for the same data?
Yes, we can apply because these all are making a meaningful information. But if you are making pie chart or if you're making bar chart, you can choose one out of it. It gives you same meaning actually.
Okay.
Only graphs are changed.
Okay.
Right? Percentage will be same, right? But you can choose one out of it to make it the one which you understand that it is quite easy to grab the attention of the reader.
Okay, right? Sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sir Vipin. Thank you so much.
Mr. Suhas has one question. Let me unmute him.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, my question is regarding the satisfaction level, the scale which you have shown, Likert scale. So it is little bit different than what we have done so far. It's some additional thing I want to know from you, sir. Suppose I am measuring these parameters satisfaction by asking, say, 10 questions to the respondent on a Likert scale. Okay. So when I want to find the overall satisfaction of that particular respondent, so can we simply add on those 10 parameters
Yes.
And as a mean, we can say that this is the satisfaction level of that person.
Yes. See, my dear Suhas, very good question you have. See, right now, it's just an example of satisfaction level we have talked about. For example, Suhas, you are teaching to a class and we are just asking the satisfaction level of the student. Okay. So some say highly satisfied or some say highly dissatisfied, for example. Now, it is a normal or fundamental satisfaction level you have got it.
Right.
Later on, Suhas, you want to in-depth of the satisfaction level. Now you want to know that there are 5 items or there are 10 items under the satisfaction level you have.
Right.
Okay. So then your satisfaction become one variable and 10 are the items of under one variable.
Yes.
Okay. Now there's 10 items you will classify, let's suppose Likert 5 scale. So people will respond it. And then end of the day, overall, right? Overall analysis you will see, and then based on those 10 items you have done, you will get overall satisfaction level. Or you can go in detail of those items variable.
Right.
So
But
right
how
now
do
here,
my question is, how do I arrive to a single score? After asking these 10 questions, can I straight away sum up those 10 average of those 10 different parameters, or I need to ask a separate standalone question also?
Again, that is a choice of the individual researcher, my dear. You can have the one question for one variable, but if I'm talking about, as I say, it's a fundamental we have discussed today. Once we go in detail of the research, like when we have several items, right, then also we can have different methods to understand the satisfaction level, right? Mean value is, of course, is one of the variable. Now, my dear Suhas, we can have like, you know, like 2 different variables, let's suppose. For example, Suhas, we want to know the teaching ability on student satisfaction. Right. So in that case, Suhas, we have questions related to teaching ability and question related to satisfaction of student. Again, Likert 5 scale will work. And then through regression analysis, we'll get to know that is the teaching ability have association or influence on student satisfaction. To what extent? To what extent? So that regression analysis can help us out. Right now, we are not having any dependent or independent variable. Right now, here we just want to know satisfaction level. So satisfaction level through frequency, through the mean value, we can get to know overall.
Okay.
Did you get my point, my dear Suhas?
Yeah, to some extent, but maybe I have to connect with you separately with a live questionnaire. I'm actually in a questionnaire formation stage as of now in my work.
So let me interrupt it as a moderator. Actually,
yeah, please, sir.
Vas and Dr. Pramod, you people are going in the very right direction, and all the things are that is great. But the thing is that because we have to stick for our today's session and related for that one, whatever the questions you are asking, they are very nice, very correct, and very to the point. And as our session will go ahead, you will get the answer of all that one. And really appreciate for your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So any other questions before Dr. Pramod will go for the example? If we have, we can take, otherwise we can go with the examples. And also after example, we can take the questions.
Yeah. So should I proceed?
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. So I just give an example of how can we enter into the data, and that can help us to analyze it carefully, right? So I open the same SPSS file. I will go to the file and new. We want to know, we want to enter to data the new file actually. So yeah, when we open an SPSS file, this is the empty box we get it. One, we have a data view, another we have the variable view, right? So how we are going to enter into the data? Now, let's suppose we go to the question number 1. Just a minute, it's going slightly slow. Yeah. Name, let's suppose you write question 1. Once you put question 1, this will come in front of you. Okay. Now, what is the question 1? Question 1, let's suppose, is about gender. Right? We want to know, we want to put the gender is the demographic information. Now, what does that gender means? You will put value here. Now, you know, SPSS will not understand what words you are talking about. SPSS will understand the value you are given. So any entry we are doing in SPSS, we have to give value in numbers. So let's suppose we want to make SPSS understand that 1 means male and add. Okay. You says 2 mean female and add. So let's suppose we have 2 gender, only male and female. Give the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to give. Label it to make it understand what is 1 means, what is 2 mean. And then go okay. So question 1, you have talked about the meaning 1 or 2. Now go to the, let's suppose, second question. Second question, just a minute. Go to the label again and see your questioner, like whatever questioners you have. Let's suppose you have the education, right? You want to fill that, what is the level of education of our respondent? Again, go to the value. Go to the values. Let your SPSS understand what is the entry you are doing it. So let's suppose you got, again, you give the value. Let's suppose 1, you can say below bachelor. Okay, add it. 2 means, let's suppose you say bachelor. Add it. 3 means, let's suppose master. Add it. And 4, say, let's suppose any others. Add it. Okay. Going to the, let's suppose, question 3. Question 3 is, let's suppose we talk about the brand, like people are using different brands of laptop or different brands of cell phone. So you want to know the brands they would like to have it. Go to the value. Let's suppose 1 is equal to Dell. Again, this value is determined by us only. 2 means HP. 3 means Lenovo. 4 means Apple. Now, see, again, go for OK. Now, where we are getting this whole information, this is from our questionnaires we have developed. Okay, so while you're going to the respondent don't know what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have no idea. Respondent will only fill whether they are male or female. Respondent will only fill whether they are bachelor, master, or above. Respondent will only tell you whether they are using Dell computer, Apple computer, HP computer, or whatsoever. Now for respondent, the word is important. The meaning is important. For us to make this understandable, like, you know, SPSS doesn't know what is Dell, right? SPSS have no human intelligence. SPSS don't know what is male or female. SPSS will only get to know the number you are putting. So the number values we are putting, it's for our understanding and SPSS understanding. That's why we are giving these values to the questioner. Let me enter you one last example, and then I'll show you the entry part. So question 4. Let's suppose question 4, we're talking about the salary, right? So again, salary, we have to give the value. Let's suppose 1 means below 25,000. Okay. 2 means 25,001 to 50,000. 3 means 50,000. Sorry. 3 means 50,001 to 75,000. Okay. And 4 means above 75,000. Okay. Enter. This is the way all the questions we have in our questionnaire, we will enter it. Now, this is for our one-time job. You know, questionnaire we will all enter only once. Only one we have to enter. Now, how we are going to fill the responses from the market. Now go to this is a variable view we have. Go to the data view. Whatever question you have put it comes question 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have 5, 6, 7, that will come here onto the upper box. Now in the left side, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number. These are number of responses we have. So pick your first questioner. Go to the 1. So let's suppose, what was the question 1 was all about? Is about gender. Let's suppose first question, the first respondent say, I'm male. Enter. Okay, I'm male. You do the entry part. How to know is a male? How to know it's a male? Go to go to the like there are again different icons we have. You know, 1A item is a tab is there, 1A. Click 1A. It will tell you whether you are going right or wrong. If you click it, it shows 1. Again click it, it show you male. Second question was about education. Let's suppose second say I am a bachelor. Put it. Third question, the same respondent says, let's suppose I use Dell. Put it. Fourth question, the same say I draw salary, let's suppose 75,000 to 50,000 to 75,000. Now, this is what. Now, if you have another question, you keep putting it here into the first row. So once you fill all the questions responses in the first row, it means your first item is filled. Second, then second respondent, second file we got it. Then third, then fourth, then fifth and sixth. We have to keep doing it until we reach to our fully respondent entry. So again, to make it numbers and to make it undisable for yourself, that you are going into the right path or not. This is how, this is how the simplest way of doing entry. The analysis we have done today, it was already entered. Like here we go. You know, there were 10 questions and these 10 questions have, these were the 10 questions we have. And these were the 474 respondent we have. So similarly, we go here, my dear. Similarly, we have to put into the here as well. Question 3, if you have a 50 question, just put here variable view. Go to the data view for your entry part. We keep doing it till we fill up all the questions we received it. This is how the entry in the SPSS happens, my dear. So this is what from my side of the day, my dear candidate, my dear friends and colleague. Now, again, I'll come to your part. If you have any questions related to any topic of today's one, I'm happy to hear from you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pramod, for this nice session. Simple, concise, and easy to understand the things. We know you are very busy, but you have taken your time. That is very nice of you. Now we are going to take from our participants. I can see one hand is raised. So from our most active participants, Bipin Kumar Shah. So I will give the chance to him to ask the questions. And I believe that today's session will enrich in your knowledge, and also it is going in the right direction. So let me give the chance for that one. Wait, yes. Yeah. Now, Bipin Kumar Shah can say.
Dr. Pramod and Dr. Sarfaraz, I have questions for both of you because you are expert in this field. I have just a question, very simple question, not pertaining to this, but for poll opinions or poll surveys, some statistics is being used. Statistics, and how does it arrive upon the results, you know?
Can you again come with your questions so that
many times or whenever there is election, opinions, you know, poll opinions or poll surveys which are displayed, a lot of agencies, they do the study and they predict that this party is going to win, this party is going to lose. The part of the statistical model you utilize by them.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, for the election campaign, for these all things, they are basically data are mostly manipulated, but still they are using data statistics mostly for the candidate popularity. They will use the descriptive statistics, like how much percentage they are going to get and what is their previous percentage, what is the total population for that one. But for other part, like for part of if there is any parisiman or there is any what you call as the different popularity of the different what you call as the where the popularity will increase or decrease, in that case they are using the inferential statistics.
Inferential.
Like for the correlation.
Thank you.
Like that one.
Thank you.
And now
I want to add on one more point, Vipin sir, here, like, you know, these parties going to win, whose party is going to win, these are mostly coming from the opinion survey. Like, you know, again, we are 1.3 billion, let's suppose. So not everyone is going to vote, right? So from the sample size, opinion survey is being conducted, and based on opinion survey, the analysis that Dr. Sarfaraz have talked about will be done. And this is how the prediction happens.
yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Now there is Harish. Yes, Mr. Harish, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Sir, I have a question related to this data entry in SPSS. So the thing is, if I am doing a research and I'm collecting data through Google Forms, like any online questionnaire, or let's say Google Form. So the data there, suppose let's say I have 500 responses on my questionnaire. So according to like what sir told us just now, so do we have to manually enter it one by one in that, or like is there any other process for like 500 data, maybe 1000 data points? So how will we manage in that situation?
Okay, see, my dear Harish, while we are having the Google form, right, we no need to put all the data manually, because we already filled that one from the Google, right? People have filled it. In that, my dear, again, as Dr. Sarfaraz have mentioned, once we go slowly to the next level of the webinar, it will be like, the whole process will be explained, right? Right now, I'm just giving you a light that we export the file from the Google Drive to the Excel one, right? And then we have a certain command to transport the data. And once we get this Google form into the Excel, then we easily get the Excel file. We can copy and paste to the SPSS, and it will be easy to do it. So no need to go for manually if you have the Google survey, right? How we will do that later on, whenever the session will continue further, we will definitely let you know that how the entry will be done from the Google form. Right now, I just talk about that. Let's suppose like is a small scale survey we are doing it, and how we can enter into the data. While we have a Google form, quickly within, I say, within few clicks, we can done it. Okay, my dear Harish. Yeah.
Okay. So if with your permission, Dr. Pramod, let me add one more thing over here.
Please.
Yeah, for Harish, like related with your questions, let me show you one data file for that one. Like this is we have the Excel sheet. We have copy from there and we enter over here, and directly you can enter your variable in the SPSS, and these codes, numbers, whatever you have decided, simply copy it and paste over here, so you do not have to write again and again over there. What Dr. Pramod is saying, that the same thing is there. I believe that this one is making some sense for you. Okay, so that's it. Now, if there is another questions, we can take again. Yeah, so if there is another questions, we can take. You can either write on the chat box or you can speak before we are going to wind up for this session. Anyone, because we have still 10-12 minutes, but so that we can utilize this time. And as Dr. Pramod, when he will go, we cannot take more from here onwards. And still, but we can connect it. If you have any questions, you can write to email directly to TMS or to Dr. Pramod, and you can get your answer from there itself. And for all this session, because people are confused about that whether we will get these things or not, so let me tell you today again in front of you, I will ask, because every presentation is the copyright of that trainer. So as a study, Dr. Adil has given me the permission, so I will share you his presentation and video. And today in front of you, I can take the permission from Dr. Pramod. If he is agree, then I will again share with you people for that one. Yes, over to Dr. Pramod, sir. Okay, so I think okay, mute is mute. Wait, maybe just give me one second.
Yes, sir. I believe the presentation and if we share with the candidate, it would be easy to make them understand as well, right? So I believe that yes, we can share the data of this SPSS file which we're going to give, and this one, I think that would be helpful for our candidate, right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your permission, so that now I can share with you people, those who are participated in that one, as per their email ID, I can share it. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.
Thank you so much.
Sir, there is one question. How free are the result free from human bias?
See, my dear, I'm sorry, I am unable to pronounce your name. See, my dear, human bias will always come while filling up the questionnaires, which I say simply. For example, if I say that I have a survey questionnaire and please kindly fill it, if you are in hurry or if you are not interested, you may fill like blindly. Okay. So human bias always come, as I say, whenever the things are being filled up. But if I'm talking about from the SPSS outcome, there's no human biasness, because SPSS will only understand what command you are giving it, right? The same like Excel, same like PPT and other technological equipment we have. So there cannot be human biasness on that context. Only human biasness comes while filling up the questionnaire from the respondent perspective. So to minimize that one, what can we do? Like, we have to make sure that we have a proper sampling, right? Our target population and proper sampling should be accurate. For example, if something is not interested to you or something is not in your field, and I'm asking to fill that questionnaire, of course the biasness will come up. So we have to be very much careful about that the people we are targeting, the sample we are choosing, the consent we are taking it. These should be in consideration to minimize the human biasness, my dear. I hope the answer is clear now. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, any other question? So by this, we come to end of this session. Thank you very much. I will share the link or as well as PPT to all the participants who has participated today, because we have all this recording is there, so we can share with you people. So finally, I again thanks all the participants and especially to Dr. Pramod to give his valuable knowledge and share with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine that you have invited. Thank you so much, and we'll be in touch. We'll definitely will have more session, more fruitful session in coming days.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very nice day. We come to the end of this meeting.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye then.